Today we're going to be talking about functions. So what are functions? You can think of functions as machines. Okay, so let's draw a machine. Okay, and let's say the machine says 2x plus 5. Okay, this is our function. What it basically says is that for any input you give it, for any input x you give it, is going to take it, is going to multiply it by 2, and then it's going to add 5. And then it's going to give you a result, an output, y. Okay, this is basically the idea of functions. It's a very, very simple concept. So let's say, okay, let's bring down the function f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. This basically is the function. And let's try some numbers on it. Let's try 0, let's try 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's plug in 0 into this function. So we input 0. This function is going to get 0, multiply it by 2, and then it's going to add 5. So it's 2 times 0 plus 5. Now 2 times 0 is a 0, and plus 5 is going to give you a 5. Now 1, you plug in 1, you have 2 times 1, which is a 2, plus 5, which is going to be a 7. Now 2, you plug it in, you have 2 times 2, plus 5, which is a 4 plus 5, and that's equal to a 9. And finally you have 3, plug it in, 2 times 3, plus 5 is a 6 plus 5, and that's equal to an 11. Okay. So let's draw another set. 5, 7, 9, 11. So 0 maps onto 5, 1 maps onto 7, 2 maps onto 9, and finally 3 maps onto 11. Okay? So what are these elements called? They have a very special name, and it's called the domain. Okay? The domain is the set of elements which are to be mapped. They are the inputs. They are the x's. Okay? The x's. You input these into the function and you obtain the results. And the results are called the range. They are the results of these inputs. They are the y. Okay? So you input the domain, you input the x's, the function, the machine does its process, and then it gives you an output, which is the range. Okay? So this is basically the idea. Okay, so let us have some more examples. So we have f of x. Let's change the function. We'll get x squared plus 9. And let's evaluate this function at x equals 2. So f of 2. And basically replace the 2 with the x. So we have 2 squared plus 9. Now remember, the machine will take any number you give it, it will square it, and then it will add 9. So we have 2, it will square it, and it will add 9. So we have a 4 plus 9, which is equal to a 13. Let us take another example, f of 5. Now f of 5, the same idea, put 5 squared and then a plus 9. So it's a 25 plus 9, which is equal to a 34. Now let's have one more example. We have f of, let's say, x plus 2. And the same idea goes here. We just simply take the x plus 2. Whatever's inside the bracket, we replace it with the x. So it's x squared, now we're going to have an x plus 2 squared, plus 9, okay? So an x plus 2 times x plus 2, we're going to have, okay, x times x is x squared, x times 2 is 2x, 2 times x is another 2x, and then 2 times 2 is a 4. And then, so we expanded x plus 2 times x plus 2, and then we have a 9 to add. So we're going to combine these like terms. 2x and 2x is going to give you a 4x, and 4 plus 9 is going to give you a 13. We bring down the x squared, so x squared plus 4x plus 13, and that is your answer. So this was a very simple introduction to functions. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully in the next video we're going to have some more examples.